Hello and welcome to another Near Reading cast. As always, my name is Johno and I'm joined by Joey. How are you doing, Joey?
Not too bad, thank you.
And we have more footage from the Oxford Regional. So this is round 5, game 2. So we're still on top table and we still have Kester on the left and James on the right. Kester is playing his Engineering the Future HB deck with a very nice alt-art ID, quite like that. And also with an alt-art ID, thanks James, is Kate, James. James, whose name
James, this is James,
whose name is James.
Everyone does that. You always name people after their runners because they're also humans, you know?
Yeah, he plays a lot of Kate for sure.
Yeah.
So
call me Valencia, that's fine.
So you didn't play, you said in the previous video that you didn't play Kester on the day. Did you see his HB? Do we know anything about this deck?
I played him the week before in London and he was playing ETF.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think Breaker Bay was legal. And Breaker Bay sort of had some bombshells for ETF, so...
Okay.
Namely, Breaker Bay.
Yeah, sure, if he's running Asset Economy.
He could be running Breaker Bay, and it is a great card. I've been trying it in Engineering the Future as well, so there's possibly could see that today. But you never know, whether Engineering the Future could be doing lots of things. I mean, it could be punitiving you. That's a thing in Engineering the Future.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be fast advance.
We saw Brendan, Oxford's Brendan, with a punitive
I think it was
HB
a Dave Hoyland deck originally.
Oh, was it really?
He played it a lot last year. So.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you love that. But it was it was a good deck when I saw it.
So Daily Business show is down, which he chooses not to trash.
Yeah. So Daily Business shows. I mean, it's a good card.
It's a great card.
Interesting include for HB. Do we learn anything from that? I guess not. It's just good for filtering out.
It's one influence, so
it's just good if you want to filter your draws.
Maybe if he's fast advancing, he's looking for pieces. Maybe if he's killing, he's looking for pieces.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just some cards you need more than others at times, and Daily Business show is great.
Keeps your genders away, I guess.
I also just love something that you have to trash that's 4 cost. Because, you know, sometimes I'll throw a Sand just to be like, come trash it, and that's a huge swing.
Yeah. You don't even need to ice it, I guess. I mean, he chooses not to here. It's such a tax.
So I think one of the most interesting things about Engineering the Future is the ice distribution. I mean, you either go Bioroid or it could be next.
So he does trash DBS once.
Trashes the DBS.
Yeah, he lucky finds to get the money. So I guess one thing to comment on both of these IDs is they're both very standard course IDs, but they're both very similar. You basically get your credit.
You get your credit.
Like free credit a turn, typically, because you probably trigger it every turn.
I mean,
so
definitely for Engineering the Future, you want to trigger that every single turn, and it's not hard to do so.
With assets, there's no reason not to just throw it down. Although James does have Astrolabe, so does that make you not reluctant? Not exactly, but does that make you reluctant to throw down assets just for the hell of it? Maybe you put it into ice
maybe.
instead.
I mean, a card draw is maybe worth more than the credit. I don't just throw them down just for the credit with Astrolabe out.
Okay, so Kester's installed 2 cards in the remote, taking a credit. I guess we're going to find out what it is.
So next ice, which is
so that's
James running a Parasite?
Yeah, he will be, right? He must be.
Not always. I know he has some other pieces that cost influence in there. Sometimes there's 1 Parasite. Maybe sometimes it's 2 legwork, you know.
I know he's got Cyber Ciphers as his... You can see one in the heat there. As, so he actually bounces.
And with Clot, so he's a Parasite, yeah. So I think maybe if you're running
next turn.
James does not run Clot. He's running any age fast advance, but he's not running Clot.
Such a hypocrite.
So maybe that takes the influence of the Data Sucker.
Yeah, maybe.
So 2 things in that remote. So at least 1 upgrade.
So he trashed the ice. I guess that makes sense. It's going to go anyway. Yeah. But he didn't want to. I don't know. Score. I get the remote or advance the remote. No. I don't know, whatever it is.
So it could be a Caprice. A lot of people playing Caprice Engineering the Future right now.
Yeah, I'd say Ash be a good shout. I mean, you mentioned Breaker Bay. It could be Breaker Bay and Adonis, but I feel like it would have been res by now.
It would have res the Adonis if it was Breaker Bay Adonis.
So you feel like it must be an agenda and something defending it?
Maybe it's 2 upgrades. I mean, there's a lot of...
Yeah, it could be.
If you're running Breaker Bay, you can run very upgrade heavy HB decks. And res your Ash, your Caprice, your Red Herrings, and everything for free.
Yeah. So, James got 2 self-mods. So you can definitely get a solution for
8
whatever
credits.
this is.
He's getting in. He's going to res the Caprice. No,
so,
Ash.
the res is Ash. Tried to preempt it there.
Yeah.
So for the ashtrays, I've actually got the details here. So neither side boosted it. So HB won the trace, but James trashed the ash.
Runs in again.
And runs again.
Only 5 credits this time.
Yeah. And it's Jackson. So a bluff, I guess, bait, maybe.
Bluff, yeah.
But he didn't res, so he didn't really do anything. He spent clicks, I guess.
Yeah, spent a lot of Kate's clicks and credits, though, to
He res the ash, but
essentially do nothing.
I guess so. And he takes back an ash, next bronze, and a hedge fund. And James checks the second remote, which is and Donaldson trashes it.
So you sort of wish that was in the remote for Kester.
Yeah, a bit of so trying to keep up the economy pressure, which I get. Although he's down to 2 credits, James is. So
that's the great thing about asset spam is you put them out there, you force them to trash them. If they don't, you get a huge advantage. If they do, you get a huge advantage.
Yeah, that's true.
So things like Daily Business Show might just be furthering that aim.
So
more things.
As you say, 2 more assets going. He is triggering Astrolabe, so you could always ice that remote.
Eve campaign.
As an Eve, which he leaves.
Not protected.
You can't afford it anymore.
He's got 2 credits, so if this is an Adonis,
yeah,
he can't trash it.
That's true. I guess he's checking. He thinks it's an agenda. Maybe he thinks it's behind the next bronze. He just wants to see what the ice is. Yeah, with only 2 credits, a bit of a risk. He can't even use self-mod.
The fact he's rezzing the next... Okay,
so it's the next gold, which is... Okay. The next gold doesn't end the run.
No, and he's only getting 1 trash off it, right?
He's only getting 1 trash and 1 net damage. Because there's only 1 next ice.
That's an interesting res.
Very expensive.
You want to res it when it's gonna do damage, right? It's not gonna...
Yeah. He can still...
he jacked out.
I think he just forgot to access because he forgot it's not the run. I think he lets him access.
It's Adonis.
It's Adonis, which he
didn't have the credits at the time.
He couldn't trash, because he broke.
So this is... I don't understand why Kester resed... I mean, he had the money, and he can still res his...
Maybe he just wants to get next ice resed because it makes other next ice good. I feel like next gold is not the candidate for that. It's incredibly expensive, and you want to face plant when it's good, as in when it's got, X is 3 or 4.
Yeah. I run a lot next gold, and I only ever res it. It's such a hit to res. You res it when it's going to hit, and it's going to hit big.
Yeah.
Because it's not that taxing late game. You can still 4 strength, 2 subs.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got a mimic in hand, which is going to need some support.
Atman, I assume.
Atman at 4.
For 4.
Is, yeah. Or I don't think he's running Data Sucker, but if he was, that was the other option. Data Sucker, Mimic.
I don't think he has Data Sucker. So yeah, I guess Atman is his solution.
I don't think he's going to run through it just to trust Adonis either.
So James just keeps setting up, prepaid same old thing. He's still dieseling and procoing for cards. So
Eve gets rezzed. So
there's Eve. Yeah. It's quite a sunk cost.
So Kester's in the money. Potentially.
Do you trash Eve once it's been rezzed? It's not iced. I mean, you could go in now and trash it. You bankrupt yourself to do it. But...
Yeah, so it depends on board state. I mean, with Kate, if you've got Lucky Find in hand, maybe you can use the prepaid to have a bit of a burst first. Then yes, I think you trash it.
So he's got a Lucky Find, yeah. So
right now is the most economical time to trash it. Just after the click after it's been rezzed is the time that it's the most biggest swing.
You don't need to focus on that detail. You can wait a couple of turns. If it's got 8 left on it, that's still good time to trash.
Still good, but it's that much harder to pay 5 for them not to get 8.
Sure.
This early in the game, we feel it's gonna.
And HB has money, so he's getting his 3 draws. Astrolabe is working. So Lucky Find for 7.
Trust the Eve.
Next to prepaid. He checks the new remote. Pad. Tough decision. So he leaves it. Maybe he's going to wait till he reses it. He does trash the Eve.
Does trash the Eve. With the pad there, 10 credits. Yeah. Adonis down. It's...
Yeah, but he's pulling HP. He's slowly pulling HP back. But the problem that James has now, to some extent, although he's doing a lot of drawing, is that he's playing HB's game. He's focusing on the assets and trashing assets. He's not thinking about, say, running R&D and checking the top of R&D.
So next slice isn't very expensive, except for next gold. He's got a lot of money. So the question is, how's Kester going to use the money? I mean, you've got...
So I guess Biotic is definitely a thing.
Biotic is in faction. So you've got to assume that. So either you've got Sansans and your super fast advance, or you're going Glacier and you're going to build a bit bigger, build up a super remote. We saw an Ash, so I've got to assume he's some of that.
Yeah, maybe that. Maybe he's just going to use Ash to defend a remote.
Ash, make a bigger remote, some
really
upgrades.
Taxing remote. can't get into more than once. Put an Ash in it. It's a bit of old school Glacier. So more lucky finds.
Engineering the future is good at the old school playing Netrunner. I'm gonna get some money. I'm gonna build a big remote.
Yeah. Yeah. So James checks and trashes the Adonis. So he's continuing his campaign of hate against all economic assets.
So Mimic comes down. I mean, that's good for Architect. We have to assume there's Architects in this deck.
The Architect would be a reasonable include, considering the amount of
probably won't res anymore.
The number of installable things.
Yeah.
He still could. He's got a lot of money.
He could pay
two
4, credits, yeah.
So tax 2 a turn, 2 a run. So install double advance next to presumably an Ash. James doesn't have a solution for the next gold, apart from walking through it, because it doesn't end the run.
Yeah, and there's a piece of ice there. He has got a self-modifying code, and there's an upgrade. So you've got to imagine he can get in. Maybe.
Yeah, I assume the upgrade is an Ash, so he decides not to. So the question is, this could also have been.
I don't imagine Kester being a trap-running player, so I think he's a 5 for 3.
Utopia, that's a great one. Yeah. That's a great agenda to score.
So I think that confirms we're playing a sort of Glacier build.
Yeah, with big agendas.
Big agendas.
You might see the odds.
Get a scoring window.
Punitive in there or two, maybe, but I wouldn't.
Maybe, but I think Caprice is a better spend on your influence right now. You could get 2 Caprice. They're 4 influence each, so they're expensive. But I think that's a better include. I
feel like Caprice is a great card. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it changes games, but it in a faction that has Ash, I think you and can be rich.
Is horrible.
Both, yeah, I agree that both is incredibly strong.
I was running Breaker Bay with Caprice, Ash, and Will-O-Wisp in a server.
So meanwhile, while we've been yakking, James has installed R&D interface and checked R&D. He's got a lady breaking through Eli, so he's seen 2. He's now transitioned away from the assets toward pressuring R&D, which I like a lot. He's seen 2 cards a run.
So I think spam ice down now onto R&D. You've got a bit of money.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean,
make it taxing.
Whenever I play against a Shaper, which is a lot, I'm incredibly paranoid about icing R&D. Oh, that's R&D so much.
I sometimes have 4 or 5 ice down there. I play next. I stack all the next bronzes,
so it gets
next
better.
Silvers.
It gets better the further they go.
I want it to cost at least 2 ladies to get into my R&D. I want it to be 6 barrier subroutines on 4 different pieces of ice. I want,
I played a game in, I think it was this tournament, where I had 4 ice or something on a remote, scoring remote, and I was playing against Shaper who only had ladies, because they were all barriers. So basically, he had to recur ladies multiple times just to get in.
Yeah.
It's great, it's really good.
They want to get to R&D a lot, so if you're costing 3 or 4, 5 lady counters to get into R&D,
you're limiting
the amount of recursion and the amount of times they can do that.
Yeah, taxing isn't just money, it's also tricks.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got your clone chips and scavengers and things like that, but only so many. So that's 1 lady gone.
So yeah, we're going to see 2 more. So that looked like an IQ, I think, in next silver. I don't know why I didn't put the graphic in. Because I'm lazy.
You can hardly say you're lazy, John. Look at this beautiful graphic we've got going on here. Some more tricks as well for this tournament.
I'm not sure if that was an IQ anyway. In my opinion. IQ would be a weird one actually.
IQ is if you want an end and run code gate, it's you can include. I prefer Quandary. I like IQ. I like Quandary as well. They can't parasite all your Quandaries and all your next dice. So Quandary is a good include. If he's playing Glacier, then of course with Cyber Cipher, Quandary and IQ are practically the same thing.
So he's installed again in that remote, what is ostensibly a scoring remote. I looks like he's thinking about advancing. He did advance it.
Advanced twice.
So 3-point agenda, I guess. Oh, he's loading his
3-point NAPD maybe. Even a Vitruvius could be.
Do you check it? I feel like James is kind of ignoring the. Well, maybe not for much longer. Scavenger lady. So he's just going to go after R&D again.
Going into R&D.
You can get him.
Which is a play. You're racing then and.
Definitely R&D. Let's see next silver and.
Something else. Next bronze.
Okay.
So it's a strong position for Kester. If James doesn't get into this remote now,
having said that,
then he's got ice coming.
He can't draw without James seeing it. So, yeah.
But he's seeing more and more next ice. That's going to tax. He's still no code gate breaker.
I've worked out why James is ignoring the remote. It's because it's called Utopia Program, which means every double advanced agenda is an NAPD. It costs 4 to steal.
And he still has the next gold problem.
Yeah.
Which he can't actually get through right now.
He needs an Atman at 4 for that. He's got the self-mod. Oh, it's Brendan.
Omnipresent Brendan.
Yeah. So I think, because this is top table, so I think this is the second game as well.
Brendan probably backed his games out in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Just, noise mill win.
So I think by the end of the round, there was a little bit of a crowd around this game. So Maker's Eye to blank the lady and access 4 cards. So what we got? Eve. He gets a beta test.
Kester didn't
5 points.
snatch and grab.
Yeah. And I think Architect was the last one.
So there's another upgrade in that remote. I think if he's not going to score, if he doesn't feel the pressure to score, you've got to put some more ice down on R&D.
Is it possible? Is it possible it's a trap? Aggressive Secretary?
I don't see Kester playing it.
That's exactly when you should play it, Joey.
Yeah, maybe you should. Kester, play more traps. No, I think it's I think he's not too worried about it. He's still double advances. Maybe it's an NAPD. That's going to cost him 8 credits to steal.
I think, to be honest, I think James is just playing his own game. He's just saying to Kester, you can do whatever you want in that remote. You can advance this mystery card, whatever it is.
I think if you put 2 next
he's
silvers
just going to
down
pressure
here,
R&D.
and or an next bronze because he has no code gate breaker. Force the SMT use. This is exactly how I'd play it.
Lady's spent, so he can obviously use Lady to get another lady. Sorry, use SMT to get another lady, probably. He looks like another lady in hand. Yeah, he does.
So he can't SMT for lady, but he can stall over that one and clone chip back. He's got a couple more ladies to go before we're out of lady counters, I think.
So he just did the same old lucky find.
I think Kester's still in a good position. The thing is, you're never going to keep Kate out forever, and he only needs 1 more agenda. So
we get a bit of a distraction here because Brendan leans in and incorrectly points out that a same old lucky find costs 4 clicks, but obviously it doesn't. It costs 3, so he was totally okay. So there's a little bit of faffing as they try and work out what's happened, and then James realises he was right all along, and it's fine. But there's a bit of a strange break in play. So
it's clearly an Oxford trying to sabotage Reading top table.
Do you know what? I didn't even think of that. That is what it is.
It's what it is.
It's trying to put him off his game.
It's this Reading regional. This is an Oxford regional. He can't have a Reading winner.
Brendan is even more underhanded than I thought. He's doing everything he can.
By the time this goes out, we would have had a collaboration with Oxford though at Quinns' Intercity.
That's true.
That would have happened by then. So maybe we would have put our differences aside.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Pete yesterday about this. So yesterday, viewer, we had a qualification for the Quinns Intercity tournament, and I was chatting to Pete afterwards. We have a combined Oxford and Reading team, which is unheard of considering our rivalry. And I was talking to Pete and saying that do we think it will unite the two towns, and neither of us thinks it will.
We secretly quite like him anyway. But when the cards are on the table, no.
It's all right. All friendships are off.
Yeah, Bloods and Crips styly. No. But no, we actually quite like him. We actually quite like him when we're not playing Netrunner.
So anyway, we're back to action now. So Kester's had another turn and he still hasn't scored that agenda. So what is it? I mean, it's not an agenda, right?
I still think it's NAPD.
I think
he's double advanced. No, not bluff it because it would be game if James stole it. But hoping he won't have the money to steal it if he gets.
But why wouldn't you score it?
Because you're so porous.
Why wouldn't you advance it to 4 and just leave it?
Maybe it's an advanceable trap. Maybe I was wrong and there's an advanceable trap on the table.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we're not going to find out because I guess James can just ignore it forever.
Yes.
There's no reason for him to run it, especially now.
I think Kester's just showing up, and once he sees another agenda, he can score that one and put the next one down and try and push this out. Because right now he needs to be worried about R&D and.
Well, I think James is going to pressure R&D. So I guess he needs to use what he's seen, what he's accessed. He's seen next bronze and next silver. So I mean, is it naive to think that maybe there's a next bronze and next silver on it? And we know he saw that ice.
Or there's another ice now. So there's three more ices.
3 ice.
I would like to see a next silver to at least maybe 2 next silvers to force lady counters.
So James clone chipped Parasite to trash next silver. So he obviously expects there's some next around. So he's just trying to give himself every advantage.
And a next bronze just to force the Cyber Cypher out onto.
He just checks HQ because obviously he is on. There is Nike. So obviously he is on game point. So
there is a Caprice
there's no
in
reason
hand.
not to. Was there a Caprice?
There was a Caprice in hand. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So that must be the second upgrade on the remote.
So
he's just going to keep
he's
HQ.
totally fine with that. That's why I think it's an agenda in there. So Caprice gets trashed. I think that remote is safe. I think.
So he's had a good look at his hand. He's seen basically a load of ice. He saw IQ twice, or could be the same one, obviously, and next bronze. He trashed Caprice.
You just need to make this as expensive as you can to get into R&D, which it looks like Kester has done. And try and find that agenda before James does.
Okay, so it looks like he's given up on this obvious trap, Joey. I can't believe you didn't see it. Yeah, I would have thought it'd be an agenda as well. But we've got to assume that the thing that went in is an
Kester's
agenda.
a dark horse. I always think, right, well, he's going to outplay me because he's an amazing player, but at least he's not going to be mean. Turns out Kester is mean.
Seems so nice. So, I mean, I guess we assume it's aggressive secretaries. That would seem to fit the flavour of the deck. I mean, Cerebral Overwrite would be weird. Shattered Remains would be a bit weird.
Beating a Caprice to then pay for an Ashtrace, to then maybe, to
He
just
did
to get a
over-defend
trap,
it. Yeah.
would be the meanest thing.
I've been in a position where I've defended a trap with Caprice and tried to lose a side game. It's incredibly hard.
James is so confident he's getting in that he makers eyes.
So, yeah, so he checked. I think he can. He's got loads of money in a self-mod.
He's not resing.
I think he's got a clone chip on the table. So we've got two next silvers.
So stack the next silvers.
Yeah.
And that's
And this
two
one has
lady counters.
3 subroutines.
So it's two lady counters, and then it means he doesn't have the lady counters for...
But he's got a clone chip, so he can recur
The
a
other one's
lady.
in hand.
But I think there's no one in heap as well. I think he's got 3 ladies. Yeah, so he does have one. He does have another lady. He actually uses the same card. We assume he's not cheating.
We assume
he's not cheating.
Yeah,
and that he does actually. Okay, so he is. So he didn't even need that many cards.
So, yeah, I think you want to get even the next silver you put on HQ, maybe all the next silvers onto R&D, but you can't stop the lady counters. They just keep coming.
Yeah, is this the new face of Glacier then? Is to have 5 ice on R&D and 3 on a remote, and that's all you care about? That seems like there's so much R&D pressure around. It's so
that's
important.
certainly. I mean, yesterday I played HB, super fast advanced HB, but it often was spamming sexy people into remotes and just icing R&D and nothing else. And often if you're 5 next ice deep on R&D, especially if the last one's next gold, that can be horrible. I mean, they just get more and more taxing as you go down.
Yeah, they do. I mean, so Kester was definitely set up to survive. So, okay, James was going to access 4 cards? 5 cards? 4 cards, I think. I think he only had 1 RDI. But he was going to access 4 cards if miraculously Kester had survived. It would have been a real issue for James to get in again. Because there were 4, as you say, 4 barriers. So he'd have to use an entire lady just to get in. And he'd used all his recursion. Yeah.
Because the next silvers had 3 subroutines. So
you're right,
they
had 3.
2 ladies for 2 lady counters for each next silver.
Yes, you get a lady just to get past the next silvers, and then half a lady
Eli.
for the Elis.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he did the right thing. It didn't work out.
Yeah.
But it was too late to play the long game at that point.
Yeah, I think if Kester had earlier on put, like, for instance, the next silver that was on HQ, maybe some other ice, if he'd got R&D shored up really soon. I mean, against Kate, it's almost R&D, a nice on R&D for the first 5 turns of the game.
Yeah, that's right. And so the early kind of battle over the economic assets, I guess
played into Kester's favour.
Sure. I guess we thought it would have favoured Kester because it distracted from R&D, but actually maybe it distracted Kester as well.
He distracted from icing up, yeah. And,
he wasn't defending that.
When the R&D interface and the lady came down in 1 turn, then yeah. So while you're doing that, you have to remember to keep icing up R&D.
That's right. So Kester did make the cut as top 8, but we did not get him on video again. He was. So done for that.
So that's the last time we saw Valencia as well.
Yeah, that's right, because you underrepresented.
I narrowly missed the cut by no less than 52 places.
Okay,
I missed the cut, but
yeah.
So no more Valencia.
So unfortunately, we won't see Kester again. But you know who we'll see it again? We'll see James again.
We'll see James again because you know what I love? NBNK. It's just so good.
It's fine. We're not biased. But he is one of our own, so it's good to see him do well. And we'll stay on top table.
And I think this is one of the first times James had made a cut in a major tournament, so I think it was an exciting day for him.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yes.
He plays a lot of Netrunner. He's a good Netrunner player. He deserved to make the cut, so I'm really glad
he had a really good day. I mean, obviously we got the proof on camera, but he had a really good day. He he was really solid throughout.
Yep.
Anyway, so in his next game, so he's undefeated. He's 10-0.
Undefeated, 10-0.
He's got five out of 5 wins.
60-something players.
That's right. So we're going into the final round of Swiss. We'll see James again, and he'll be facing friend of the cast, Laurie, who we've not yet seen on camera. So it'll be really good to get Laurie on.
So yeah, this is Laurie's second regional.
Right. So Laurie was famous.
Was 5.
famous within the community for attending every regional in the UK, which is insane.
Including
Dublin. It's
Dublin.
just insane. And no, he did. So Oxford, I think was that the one that was the day before Sheffield, and he had to do 2.
No, he did Manchester.
Yeah.
Before Sheffield. No, he did Sheffield before Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, okay.
And then still, even though he won a regional, still went to Dublin.
Yes, that's right.
Already having got the bye. So so I'm glad we got Laurie on.
No, yeah, he's super nice guy.
Favourite.
He's a really nice guy actually. He's from
Plays
Brighton, so.
very good net runner.
So we'll see him. So he's got Kate and Engineering in the Future. So and
More
also
Engineering in
James
the Future.
Kate. Yeah, more Engineering in the Future. And more Kate. So well my notes say that the first matchup is James's Kate against Laura's Engineering in the Future. Obviously that was totally incorrect this round. So we'll see, it'll be a mystery. But
look forward to it.
I'm looking forward to that, yeah. Alright, so thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Johno.
Thank you, viewer, and we'll see you next time.